How do I start this now? Dang it, it's not starting. Hey guys, how's it? Ooh, every time I have to lean forward. Yeah. Bro, what did I do? There you go. Oh,
Are you doing YouTube too?
yep, YouTube's on here.
I don't know.
Hey guys, how's it? And I don't know how to start this. Edit, duplicate, promote, invite, copy, save. Invite, see all, go to page. Bruh, whatever. Let's go to my page, and how do I go live on the page now? Happening now. Cool. Hey, how's it? No, Hana Hana. How's it? Let's see. Hold on. Technical difficulties. That's what happens when you try new things. Huh? Created an event happening now. It says I'm supposed to be live, but I'm not. Whatever. We'll go live. Bruh. You know, I just gotta Google it when I'm done, so I actually pretend that I know what I'm doing here. One more try. One more try. I click on my event, and nothing wants to come up. Okay. Hold on. I'm just gonna cancel this event. I don't know how to cancel this event. Oh, manage. There. Hey, how's it? Melody, Scott, how's it? Wilani, Sandra, how's it? How's it? Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. I gotta, yeah, done. How do I delete this event that's not happening? No. Whatever. We're gonna go live on Facebook the old school way because that's the only way I know how. I'm just kidding. I don't even know how to go live on Facebook anymore. Here we go. There you go. We are live on Facebook too. Sound is quiet now. Oh no, this is supposed to be the good tablet. How about now? Ah, there we go. So, how about now? You guys can hear me better? If I'm not yelling. There we go. Okay, we are live on the other side. Yeah, nobody knows I'm live yet. That's all right. Is the sound still quiet? Or let me try to turn the fan off for you guys. So yeah, you guys get a kick out of this. I was packing up last night and a beat stuck me in my head. I was talking about that last night. Ugh. Sound is a little better. I have the tablet. Yeah. Hey Keith, how's it? So yeah, okay. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Stay away from the bees, brah. How often have I been coming to Judge Trail? I got stung by a bee about a month or 2 months ago on the leg, remember? And then twice this week too, yeah. Gerald, how's it? How's it, Cassie? Keith, how's it? All right, yeah, everyone's here. Sorry, a little bit late and difficulties. Um, okay, you're on a couple devices, right on. That's why I brought my fan tonight. So if there's anything, I blow it away. Neo, how's it? Yeah, I blew all of them away last night, And then I packed up, and then I put my hat on to go, and then the bee was in my hat. So yeah. Hey, thank you for the stars, Sandy. Mahalo. Tonight, I'm joined, of course, by Minsu, so I'm not here by myself. We are at Judge Trail again. We're in a different area. Hopefully, there's no bees here. So far, I haven't seen any. Just some people walking around. Hey, Suzette, how's it? So yeah, tonight we're gonna talk about Pohaku. Bruh, I got a bee. Somebody just hit my face. This is just so. Because ghosts aren't enough to worry about, right? Now I gotta worry about bees. No, that's a bee. Hi, bee. I'm not gonna swat at anything. Okay? I'm not gonna swat at anything. We have a bee joining us again tonight. So in Hawaii, we have called the Pohaku. The Pohaku would be the bigger rocks. Likeke are known as the smaller rocks. And there's a lot of different names for them and that kind of stuff too. Hey, Caliente, how's it? Aloha. Stop it, stop it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show you guys the road. Instead of looking at me, you guys can look at the road. Sorry, I don't have any equipment or anything set up tonight. But I'm gonna get the light pointing in this direction over here. And in this direction, we usually see, well, it's kind of often that we see like shadows walking around. So, yeah. Hey, Jubu, how's it? Right, I gotta go look for one beehive. Yeah, I know. I would love to see if I can grab honey and more bee stings while I'm doing it. But yeah, okay. So the stories tonight. I'm gonna be reading the comments a little bit after the story, so it doesn't really, so I can still kind of focus on what I'm doing. There we go. So I posted a video. Let me know if you guys like that. I'm kind of enjoying doing the videos again. They're a lot of doing the videos like that. They're a lot of fun. I'm trying to get editing skills like Alan over there, so I can start making videos and not just lives, but like clip and stuff like that as well too. I posted on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube the videos. One of the sayings was a saying that, of course, I read in Obake Files. Glenn Grant refers to it as an old Hawaiian saying. And the saying is, in the rock there is life, in the rock there is death. And that is a belief that I grew up with being born and raised on Oahu, right? Or in Hawaii. Many people, if you're born over here, you learn to revere the rocks, the Pohaku. You learn that that they are alive, that they are spirits. Let me take it one step further. Something I just learned. I mean, I just kind of knew this Hawaii. Yeah, everything is sacred. Um, that's just how it is. The ground is sacred. The land is sacred. The rocks are sacred. The ocean, the tree, the flowers, everything you come across here is sacred, right? And I just found out like a few years back, my daughter's in Hawaiian immersion, and her kumu's father has like a doctorate degree in Hawaiian studies. So he called all the parents over to his house to make sure that the parents were learning as well, and I really appreciate that. One thing he taught us was the island is our kupuna, figuratively and literally. Papa and Wakea gave birth to the islands, but we also descend from Papa and Wakea. So the land itself is the body of our ancestor, is our kupuna, our tutu, our tutukane, our tutuwahine, our uncles, our aunties. That is the aina, the land itself. And so you treat everything of the land like it's your kupuna, like it is your elder. So when they wanted to blow up, blow into the ground, dig and drill to do the Mauna Kea thing, people had trouble. Other people, of course, cannot exactly understand why all the trouble, right? It's just a mountain, it's just a barren piece of land. But this barren piece of land is actually our ancestor. And so when people take it and they dig into it, they build houses for their own benefit and all of that stuff, it's not pono, right? But there has to be a balance because, of course, we use the land, but we also should be taking care of the land too, right? And that's what I've learned, and that's kind of what I hope to carry forth and to teach as well. Is that this the aina, the land, the rocks, they are sacred. They are our kupuna. They are our family members. Because they're older, right? You don't treat them like your brother and like scrap with them. You don't know. You treat them with like your kupuna and you take care of them, right? There are so many stories of Pohaku and rocks, and I have a lot of personal ones that I've heard, personal ones that I've encountered, and tonight we'll go over a few of those as well, right? Of course, you guys have heard the Ulupo Heiau story, so I'll do that actually when I'm doing Ulupo Heiau, but that has something to do with rocks. Um, One of the stories I grew up with was my mom's story. I kind of like this story, yeah. Um, my mom's story was she's from California, but when she turned 18, she moved to Oahu because she moved to the Big Island because her father moved to the Big Island. And just a little bit of Ala'au. His last name is Barrington, Gene Barrington, my grandfather, and he built a lot of the hotels and the golf courses. He was a architect, so he built a lot of those over on the Kona side and the south side of the island. Something that was shared with me is that with my mom's sisters is they have memories. They remember when they were younger, their father, my grandpa, taking them into lava tubes because when they would build these places, they would find Eevee, they would find bones, and when they found bones, they would go through the whole process. They would contact Mission Museum, they would contact an archaeologist, and they would go into these lava tubes with the appropriate people and do the right protocols and rituals, to rebury the bones and reinter the bones that were dug up in a lava tube. That impressed me. That this is like we talking 1950s, 1960s, and that they had this much awareness and that this was my family, that did this. It makes me happy. But one of the stories was my grandfather. He had remarried my grandma Fran. Grandma Fran was on the Big Island as well. She was a cop, I think, one of the first female cops on the Big Island. She says, as she says it, and they went down to the South Shore and they were camping. Had grandpa, my grandpa, my grandma, my mom, and my mom's Hawaiian friend, and they decided to just go camping and cruise around and explore and that kind of stuff. And so they actually found like the ruins, from what they described, like the ruins of an old heiau, ruins of an old ancient Hawaiian temple with the rock walls and everything. And so they walked around it and they explored it, and it was getting a little darker, so they decided to spend the night just right outside of it. But as they were walking around it, they, my grandmother found an altar, and on the altar there was this rock, this pohaku that looked like a turtle. This small little rock that looked like a turtle, a honu. So she grabs it off the altar, just looking around and stuff, and just looking at it. And my mom's friend, the Hawaiian lady, is like, I hope you're not gonna do anything with that. I hope you're gonna put it back at you because, we shouldn't be taking rocks. My grandma was like, oh, okay, I understand. You guys are really superstitious, that kind of stuff. But okay, I'll put it back. And then they set up their little camp, their little area over there. And as the sun starts setting, grandma starts experiencing pain. Grandma starts like wincing and then groaning and then finally just yelling and screaming. She's holding her head and she's in this excruciating pain. So grandpa grabs her. They go to the car, tells them that they got my mom and her friend. They're gonna stay back at the camp and watch and make sure everything's still there. And he's gonna drive her into the nearest hospital, which was quite a distance away, and to find out what the heck is going on and what's wrong with her. And so the time passes. They get to the hospital. They do all these tests on her, and they can't find any of these. The tests come back nothing. They don't know what's wrong with their ear. Everything's fine. About the same time as they're doing the testing, right after the testing, my mom and them are kind of hanging out. They're talking story. They're looking around, and my mom gets a little niele, I guess, right? And so she starts going through Grandma's purse that Grandma had left. And in the purse, she finds that Honu rock that Grandma had grabbed and stashed away in her purse when nobody was looking. And so they put it back on the altar, apologize to the spirits, and apologize for all of that stuff. And about the same time in the hospital, while they were doing this, Grandma's pain was instantly relieved because a large cockroach came crawling out of her ear. The best that the doctor said was that apparently she got a cockroach that got lodged behind her eardrum and was driving her crazy. But yeah, I don't know if there was that or if it was the Pohaku. Let's read some of the comments over here. Oop, and drop the light at the same time while we're at it. Maybe the rotten mangoes are attracting the bees. Yep. I'm not smelling any rotten mangoes up here though, just down there. Hey Ben, how's it? Janine, how's it? How's it? How's it? Joy. Good to see you guys. So yeah, that's the first Pohaku story that I have. My mom, being from California, she had a lot of stories from the Big Island. She had a lot of encounters on the Big Island with ancestors, with a whole bunch of stuff. She didn't really even know what to talk about or how to do it. One of the stories she shared with me, I'll just go over this a little bit too because it's on my mind. I don't think I've shared this one before. Her and the same Hawaiian friend were going up to the volcano. And if I remember the story correctly, they're driving up to the volcano and to go visit, to go check it out, just kind of cruising, hanging out. And their car broke down. Well, of course, they go around the car and they do this and do that, and then the car works again. The car starts up fine. But the friend was like, maybe we shouldn't go to the volcano today. Maybe that was a sign that we shouldn't go. And my mom's like, oh, but why shouldn't we go? And he's like, oh, well, there are certain times where we shouldn't be going. And that's all she said. And they continue driving. They see in the distance a fireball, a kualele, appear on the road about a few hundred yards away from them. And this big red akualele, this big red fireball, zooms on the street down towards them and goes right over their car and disappears. And she's like, all right, Sue, I think that's a sign that we should go back. I think that's a sign that Madame Pele does not want us up there tonight or today. Females have that thing where they are unclean for a little while, and she thinks that was the reason why, yeah. And so, yeah, that story was a little. My mom saw a fireball. What the heck? She's from California, and she saw one fireball. And I'm thinking down, I'm growing up, I'm like, I'm going out all the time. I never seen them before. But I did see it in high school. It was different. Hey, Mark, how's it? Yeah. Let's see. What other story should I share? Maybe I'll take you guys for a little walk after and show you guys a pohaku, a sacred pohaku. Yeah, I'll do that after. Get in the life. There was this is a personal story, yeah. Hey, Akepa, how's it? Hawaiian, how's it? How's it? So, up the road is a pretty sacred place, and it's also off limits. I've done a few lives about it, but I will never do a live there, right? Julie, how's it? But this place definitely taught me a lesson one night. Actually, this lesson spanned the course of several days. I had gone up there in the daytime, and I was just kind of cruising around, looking around. I think there were a few of us up there, and it always amazed me how it was on some kind of rock foundation, and the whole place was surrounded by a rock wall, or rather built on top of a rock wall. And so I'm walking around looking, and I find this one pohaku, this one rock that's really kind of stands out. It's out of place. It's a big pohaku, and it's like it doesn't look like it belongs there. It doesn't have the texture or the makeup of any of the other pohakus, right? And so it intrigued me. And so what I did was I walked over to it and I kind of felt it. I rubbed my fingers on it. And that was where I messed up. I touched the rock. The place instantly did not feel welcoming anymore. It felt like I had done something wrong. And it was bad juju. Like the place got almost hostile, which is one of the only times I've ever seen that. I had seen it one other time when a friend of mine from the mainland came down and he set his equipment up all over there, and the spirits did not like that at all because he was trying to capture them. He kept saying, right? This is my friend Eric. Hey Annie, how's it? So we went. I went back with my friend Doug, and we went back up there. I think Obake and Jennifer was with us as well. I forget. But we went back up there. We drive up the road. We get out of the car, and it's beautiful night. Beautiful night. You can see all the stars. No clouds in the sky. Right. So we're walking up the trail to get to the place, and as soon as we step out into the place through the rock wall, it's a torrential downpour. I'm not talking like it's raining. No, this was a torrential downpour. Within 3 or 4 seconds, we were soaked through our clothes, all the way down to our skin. It was just this torrential downpour. No wind, just straight down. And we are trying to get shade under a tree, and I was going to wait until the rain stopped, but as the minutes rolled by, the rain did not let up at all. I had brought a ho'okupu, a little offering, to apologize to the spirits for what I had done. I'm not even sure what I had done, but to apologize for what I had done, right? So in the rain, I'm like, you know what, this is not gonna let up. And in the rain, I walk over there with my offering. I figure you can only get so wet, right? And I put the okupu, the offering down, and I apologize for misstepping and not knowing what to do better, and doing the wrong thing. And then I go back under the tree where everyone's huddled around, trying not to get wet in this torrential downpour. And then we just walk out. And when we get back out onto the road, there's no rain. The road is dry. The stars are out. There's not a cloud in the sky. Um, it was explained to me by Jennifer, who was a sensitive medium, that by touching this pohaku, it was a bad idea. So from what she was told was that pohaku had a spirit bound to it, like an evil spirit. That in the olden days, the Kahuna had taken a spirit of an evil, taken this evil spirit and bound it to the rock. And by me touching it, I had released it. And as I had released it, that was a Friday when I went there to do the apologies. Um, that was a strange weekend. That weekend, there were numerous accidents on this street, in the reservoir, up the street. There were a few deaths. There were just like, I think there were 7 deaths in this area on Saturday and Sunday. Motorcycle accidents, all of this kind of stuff. And it's just, you gotta watch what you do. Sometimes you don't even know what you're doing is wrong, and even if you apologize, you still set things into motion that you can't unset into motion. You know what I mean? It may have just been a simple coincidence, but it may not have been. Either way, I learned my lesson, and I don't plan on touching pohakus again. I'll look at it, I'll study it, I'll wait for someone to tell me. I'll slowly approach it. I'm giving my guardians every chance to push me away, to give me a bad vibe, to give me a bad feeling, to tell them no. And so that's, if I'm gonna touch a rock, I'll take my time in touching it, and I'll listen to everything, every ounce of my body, kind of thing, and then I'll touch it. If I feel the need to. Yes. Sorry, I gotta keep playing with things, don't I? Good. There's no more. I don't see any bees around. Do you?
No more.
Excellent. Just bugs. Oh, and hello for everybody that's joining. How's it, Raymond? How's it, Corin? Julie says Japanese obake stories get plenty spooky stories about fireball. Hino, what is it called? Hinotama or Hitodama, right? Which generally represent the presence of deceased souls. Hey, Vehi, how's it? How's it? Yeah, in the terms of fireballs, the whole theory is interesting. I mean, I like the whole paranormal theories and the whole paranormal, like the theories for me kind of makes it what it is. Look, there's the bee right there,
Yeah.
right at the edge of the table. The theories to Jacob and Jemet, how's it? It makes or breaks it, right? So spirits are energy, and hi Sandra, how's it? Energy cannot be created out of nothing. Energy cannot be created from nothing. It has to come from the source, and so that's how they manifest, right? So what if there was a spirit? We used to do the orbs tour, and the belief was that if you're looking really hard at it, that the orbs are spirits, right? And then sometimes they are, and then sometimes they're not, and there's a whole big debate and blah blah blah. But you know, um, orbs are spirits, orbs are energy, and they're not very manifested. I've seen pictures where it's very, very faint, very transparent orb with a figure in it, and then later that night we get that same figure in a very opaque, very milky white orb. Right, a very milky white orb, and it looks like it has more energy. Then we get that same figure in an orb that's forming outside of the orb, and these are all the different stages of manifestation, I believe. But what if, hey, no worry, Troy, how's it? What if there was a spirit that had so much energy it could spontaneously combust, and that energy that it had, it could continue to burn it up and burn through it? Now, it's said that these akua, these spirits, they have a lot of mana, they have a lot of energy. Perhaps this is the theory behind fireballs, that this spirit had so much mana, so much energy, that they spontaneously combusted, and they're flying around now, and they have so much mana that they're fueling their own, yeah, fireball. Anyway, sidetrack. But yeah, I'll tell a story down over there too about another time I touched the Pohaku. But that brings up a whole other thing. Um, that picture that I included on the video, no B, no B, no B, please no B. Okay, I'll show the picture again. This one, I'm going to tell you the story of this one here. This one was kind of interesting. Here's the picture right here. This Pohaku we found on a tour one night. Oh, hold on, that's not a picture of that. I took a few pictures of that. Let me find them for you. Anytime. Yeah. The night I found it, this was the picture as well. Right. That little face. It looks like he's smiling. Looks almost happy, yeah. Then the next picture, in the daytime, after it rained. And of course, oh, that's a different picture. Another picture I'll show you guys this minute. And then there's this with the right lighting and the right angle. Yeah, this looked sad. This Pohaku looks sad. A blue orb depends. Blue is a color of shielding and protection. Dark blue is supposed to be like a family, yeah, family member. That's what I've heard anyway, and that's kind of how I've seen them. When there's red orbs, red are supposed to be more bad. When there's red orbs, most of the time there's also blue orbs, and if you pay attention, the blue orbs are between you and the red orbs. But they don't always have to happen like that, right? Um, that night This was several years ago. You know what? I'm gonna stop goofing off on this. I was gonna pull on an app, but I'm just kind of enjoying telling stories right now. I had a dark blue one thing. Dark blue would be family. That's kind of how I see them. Almakua, you know, guardians, that kind of stuff, right? We had done a ghost tour. This is before COVID, you know, when we used to be more active and get out more, which I'm hoping to reinstate pretty soon. Yeah, Melody, that Pohaku reminds you of Pompeii. Interesting. So Obake Hunter, he was telling ghost stories at Oahu Cemetery. We had planned a little tour. There's there's this there was you know the section, the Diamond Head section is supposed to always be open, right? It's supposed to always be open overnight. So we would go over there and hang out and stuff like that and see what kind of things happen. It didn't really feel right doing investigations there for me because people are resting in peace there. You know, they're buried properly. They shouldn't have unfinished business. They're not wandering around, although sometimes they are. But that's a whole another tour. So he's doing his thing. He's doing his tour, and I'm just kind of scoping out the energy. I just like to sit down in the energy and feel the energy and feel this and feel that. And I got another bee crawling up my arm now, so I'm not gonna touch it. Bruh, I'm not even in the light. Sorry. Two bee stings. I ain't touching this thing again.
Huh?
Uncle Ruben was with us this night. And Uncle Ruben is a Native American shaman, right? He had helped me out. He's helped me on a lot of cases. Um, he's always given his knowledge and his mana'o freely, and I've been very grateful for that. So he comes up to me and he's like, Joe, try to look over there. And so I look towards the corner of the cemetery separating Nu'uanu Cemetery from Oahu Cemetery. There's a fence. And he's like, there's something there, and it's not happy. So we walk up to it, and then we're shining the light around it, and that's when we find this pohaku, this rock. We find this rock with a face, and I walk up to it to address it and see what the problem is. To explain to him what we are doing, I thought maybe he was upset. It was upset that we were doing tours and stuff, but as soon as I got close to it, yeah, Joy, you were there, right? As soon as I got close to it, this hot gust of wind hit me. Imagine opening up the oven while it's on like 400, 500 degrees, right? You open up the oven and all that hot air comes out and hits you on the face. That's what it felt like at nighttime in October. You know, I could feel this heat just hit me. And that kind of triggered me because in 2014 I had that same feeling, and that was at Bobby Mackey's, and that wasn't a very good thing. But yeah, some of this story we'll get into a little bit later this month too. This it felt it felt angry, anger, and so I tried to apologize. I tried to talk story, and you know, ask it what is it what because this rock was not from there. This rock was not from Oahu Cemetery. I feel like this rock was brought in from somewhere. In fact, I talked to a friend of mine who told me exactly where the rock was from. Not in as many words, but and I sent him a picture of the rock. He was able to tell me. He closed his eyes and he's like, he explains to me what the rock had been seeing for centuries past. He says this rock is from. He's like, what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing a lot of dry area, but the rock is not on the dry area. It's in a little bit of a forest. It's on the top of a cliff, or on a cliff. It's overlooking a valley. It's looking towards the ocean, and I likes to watch people come up and down the path. He was describing the area in an area in Makaha, probably where the Kaneaki Heiau is. So you think ghosts are scary? I'll tell you. I think the scarier part is I believe a person brought that rock over there to mess with us, right? Yes, yes, yeah, that was the same night that craziness happened at Judd. You're right. I didn't know what to do with the rock. I asked a bunch of friends what it wanted to do. I went up to the rock. I found actually I found this recently because I was looking over my pictures from there, and I have a whole recording asking the Pohaku, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? You know, I feel like you're not happy here. Where can I go? You know, Kupuna, where can I take you? Where would make you happy? I did a ghost tour a few weeks after that, like a bus tour, where we rented a school bus, I think, and we went, yeah, a school bus, and we went around to haunted places to tell ghost stories. But I didn't. I even offered to take it on the tour with me and to take it over to Ulupo Heiau and leave it over there. But when I went back to just get the rock was gone. The Pohaku was no longer there. Right. So once again, I'll show you guys a picture one more time. But I don't know what came of the rock, but that is the story of this Pohaku. I've always found I've always found it interesting. It looks so sad in this picture. Yeah. Sorry, I have two different devices here. There we go. Yeah. I went on a tour that cousin Pono. I went on a tour that cousin Pono worked, and they told us to download an app, which I did. I got the most hits. I went where there was such as the Night Marchers Path. I went where there was a such the Night Marchers Path on such tour, and I kept telling them I was from Queen Keopuolani, and I felt, and so it felt the heebie-jeebies as I guess I was nervous, but I felt calm after. I think my ancestors felt my nerves. I felt calmer when I left the path. The ancestors probably were laughing. All right, thanks, Shubu. Hey, if you are from Keopuolani, you do not need to fear night marchers. For real. I mean, like, Keopuolani was so high ranked up there, you could probably walk amongst them and be safe. You know, they would probably bow to you if you have that blood in you. That's amazing. I met a million people from Kamehameha, but I have never met somebody from Keopuolani. Thank you for sharing. What did you hear? Did you hear anything, Vincent?
What?
They're telling me over here. I heard something in the background. And Joy says, I thought I did too, but I thought that was the wind. There's no wind here. I got a fan on me. But you
There's,
never heard.
there's no wind, but
Yeah,
it's been cold.
yeah. But you never heard nothing.
No, but there was something here, but
Yeah. I don't feel bad.
no, it's not bad.
Yeah. A humming. Yeah.
That's the fan.
The humming, yeah, that could be this. Oh, here's my fan. Because I like blow all the bees away, yeah. And I like get chicken skin when I'm telling ghost stories. There you go. It is. It's another beautiful night over here. It's very calm. How you guys doing on YouTube? The thing I don't like about YouTube is the comments do not pop up. I can't read it. Aussie, how's it? Aussie Tiger, how's it, brother? Could be the fan, yeah. I don't know. I'm also fidgeting with a bunch of stuff here too, so I'll be like that, grabbing my tablet off the table, grabbing my soda, drinking them. You know, the feds scared the cats. That's why they called scaredy cats, huh? Not a fan. Okay, I'll shut up. There's another story, and this one is in the Obake files. There's a bunch of stories in the Obake files. One I like to tell as we drove by into the back of Paradise Park. We passed Manoa, and I can't remember that story. But it's the Pohaku, it's a cracked rock right in front of Punahou High School. Right on the main road where it intersects. That rock over there, there's a story about it. If I can find it, I'll go ahead and pull it up. But yeah, it was just out of the ordinary sound. Okay, we're at Judd Trail tonight. Where else would I be? I'm hoping tomorrow night we can go somewhere else and explore a different area. But like, if I gotta work, I go stay kind of close to my house because I gotta work tomorrow morning. Um, this story Glenn Grant shared, I really enjoyed it because a lot of the stories of rocks. I mean, like that's one thing I missed about. How come you know like see you know like a sea? See what? Sorry. One thing I kind of regret is going to the Big Island, going to the volcano, and not looking for the all the letters, yeah, that people would send back to the volcano house, or not talking to one of the staff over there about people who take the lava rock. Yeah, yeah. Judge Trail's a small river, but it's farther away. You can't really hear it from here. I hope so too, Joe. That'll be fun. Um, I forget what I'm saying. That's what happens when I start reading comments. I get distracted so easily. What are they saying? I know what story I was telling, but I forgot what tangent I was on. That's okay. Um, the story I was telling is Glenn Grant's story. The Pohaku with the lava rocks, that kind of stuff, right? You take people take lava rocks and oh yeah, you know what? Here's another story I just remembered. Just a real fast one. People take lava rocks from the Big Island because it's cool. Let's take it, put it in a box, keep it at the back of our closet. So I have a thing from Hawaii, you know. But then they get so much bad luck that they bring it back. They ship it back over here. They mail it back over here because they find out that there's almost like a curse, right? You don't take rocks or bad things happen. And not talking like bad things where you might trip and fall down and sprain your ankle. It could be really, really bad, like people dying, people getting sick. A lady told me that she had taken a rock before she was on her honeymoon. She took a rock. She got back home to find out that her house burned down, and her dog died in the fire, and within a month she was divorced. And then she returned the rock, and it was like she's like I couldn't take it. There was so many bad things that happened. She got fired from her job. A whole bunch of bad luck happened, you know. So she sent the rock back, and then she said her life got better. Um, there was another couple on my tour where they actually came off of the cruise ship, and they had taken a rock, and they had taken a rock from the Big Island because I didn't know they had come off the cruise ship. They came on my tour, and I was talking about rocks, and they're like, "Oh, really?" I told them it's bad luck, and then I'm like, "Yeah, it's bad luck. You read anything about it, and you don't take rocks from Hawaii, especially the volcano, or you risk angering Madame Pele." And the husband and wife looked at each other, and they're like, "Oh, maybe that's it then." I'm like, "What's it?" They said they're on the cruise ship, and they kept losing everything in their room. Well, as soon as they took the rock, after that, everything that they brought just kept getting lost. They thought the people were stealing it. You know, the maids and stuff, the people that cleaned the room were stealing it, but no, they weren't stealing it. That was my sister's cruise ship. They're cool people, you know. But yeah. Anyway, Glenn Grant's story. Sorry, sidetrack. Um, One of Glenn Grant's stories that he had collected was, to me, it kind of shows you a little bit both because there's so many stories about bad things happening when you mess with rocks, bad things happening when you touch rocks. This one has a little bit of a different vibe to it, right? Um, this was this happened I believe before Makapu'u Lighthouse was built. That's how old the story was. Right where the lighthouse stands now over in Makapu'u, there used to be a koa, a fishing shrine, or a ku'ula, sorry, a ku'ula fishing shrine. And people would, of course, leave their little leis of seaweed. They would offer fish. But there was this pohaku there, and it was like a white marble pohaku that was smooth like marble. It was such a beautiful stone, and I can't believe I forgot the name of the goddess that was said to inhabit the stone. But there was supposed to be a goddess that inhabited this stone, right? And the guy in the story was actually he knew about the stone. He had seen it. He had left offerings, and so he also knew. You know, he was from Kailua, but he on Oahu, but he knew enough to not take the rocks and to respect the rocks. And Malay, that was her name, Malei, Malay, such a beautiful name. So he gets out. He walks out of his house one day, And at his doorstep sits Malay. This rock is at the doorstep of his house. And he's thinking, what the hell? He's like, this Pohaku belongs on top of the little ahu, on top of the little altar. So he drives it back to Makapu. He puts it back up over there, and he drives home to find Malay still sitting in front of his door. And he takes it to a Hawaiian friend, a kahuna, and tells him, I know you're not supposed to take rocks. I know you're not supposed to do this, but I can't get rid of this rock. This rock has appeared on my doorstep twice now. And the kahuna, he talked to a kahuna, and the kahuna starts laughing. He's like, well, that's because Malay chose you. He's like, what? She chose me? He's like, yeah, she chose you to be caretaker. You gotta take care of her. You gotta take care of her. You gotta honor her. You gotta do that kind of stuff. And so he was taught how to do that. He would put her in a place of honor in his house where she could see everything and where she was honored. Not in the back of a closet inside of a shoebox. She was treated with respect and with pono. And he would give her offerings and put flowers around her. Sometimes he would rub oils on her, that kind of stuff, right? To take care. And he started doing this, and he started getting good fortune. I would say good luck, but I think it's deeper than that. It was a good fortune. Everything kept going his way. He got a really good paying job. He got many opportunities. He was doing great, you know. He was doing, and he was helping out people and all of that. He was fine, and he was getting tons and tons of good fortune. The years go by. He doesn't have a child though, so he actually passes the rock down to his nephew. Explains to the nephew, who's a grown man now, what that this is Malay, and teaches him how to take care of her, and passes it down to the next generation to do the same. And so the nephew starts doing that, starts taking care of Malay, and starts honoring her and that kind of stuff. But there comes a problem because the nephew's wife is jealous. The nephew's wife is jealous, and he takes better care of her, of Malaya, than he does her. And so, in a jealous rage, she grabs the rock. A bunch of her friends go. Her and a bunch of her friends grab the rock and Malay, and they head out and they dispose of the rock. Some people think they threw it into the ocean. Some people think they hid it somewhere. Some people, I don't know. Nobody really knows what happened to the rock because a few days after that, every one of them were dead. And so the mystery of where Malay now still remains that to this day. Simply a mystery, yeah. But you treat everything with respect, right? And good fortune will come to you as well, right? If you treat things with respect, that's kind of how you should live your life. Like Hawaii, pretend everything is sacred, huh? Okay. So, do I have another rock Pohaku story to share? Let me see. I mean, there's the one in Glen. There's the one on the Schofield Barracks that they tried to move. There's a lot of stories like this, right? They're building the road, and this big Pohaku is right in the middle of the road. Oh, I got a good story to tell you. This big Pohaku is right in the middle of the road, and they're trying to move it out of the way. So they tie it to chains and bulldozers, and sometimes the bulldozer dies, sometimes it doesn't. They manage to pull it out of the way. They come back to work the next morning, and this huge boulder is right back in the middle of where they're going to build the road. And this happens again and again and again. They move the rock, and it's right back where it started the next morning. They move the rock, and it's right back where it started the next morning. And so they sit around the rock, and they're talking about it, and they're like, I don't know how we're supposed to move the Pohaku on this rock. I don't know how we're supposed to do this. Of course, these are military contractors, right? They're like, you know what? We don't have a choice. Tomorrow, bring the dynamite. We'll blow it up. The next day, they show up with the dynamite to blow it up, and they find the rock had dragged itself right off to the side of the road. He's like, nah, I'll be chilling over here. Thank you very much. He didn't want to get blown up. This is a story too. I guess this is a good one to share. This is by far one of my favorite stories, or one of my spookier encounters that were near here, and it has to do with a rock. Um, but this one is kind of spooky. I I'm still not sure. Yeah, we'll go over that after. I was hanging out with Sereno, Obake, Jen. We had Kainoa with us. We had Michael the Archangel with us. We had a bunch. Jennifer's a psychic, and she was just describing. All of them were in the car with us as we was driving around the island, and she described their personalities. Michael is the stoic one in the back. He's just sitting down watching everything. Kainoa is a Hawaiian warrior guardian who protects us, and he's Kolohe. He likes to joke around, have fun. Um, Gabriel, all of them were in the car, and they were just having fun hanging out. And that's kind of when I learned that archangels can be everywhere at once, right? So we did. It was after a ghost tour, and we just kind of made our own ghost tour. We was just driving around, just looking for nothing. We went Makapu, check them out. We went Waimanalo, check them out over there. We went all these places around the island, and then I wanted to check out this place on the side of the Pali, right up the road from St. Stephen's Diocesan Center. You guys know what story this is if you guys have heard this before. Um, there's a little place you can park right after that big U-turn. I gotta really start being more anonymous with my locations, yeah. But it's the Hawaiian blood in me, you know what I mean? It's not just, oh, this thing what happened over here at one scary place. I'm like, nah, you know the McDonald's across from Windward Mall? Yeah, right over there, the story what happened. That's kind of how Hawaiians tell stories, huh? But anyway, I had gone to this place a few times because a guy on my tour asked me what it was. And I'm like, what do you mean? What is it? And he pointed out this place that I didn't even know existed. He's like, you go down and there's a little, what looks like a heiau down over there. And so one night I took Robert with me to check it out. And we go walking down there, and indeed, there is this rock wall. There's a rock rectangular wall that surrounds this little area, and inside this area is a big pohaku. And I thought it was odd. There was this big pohaku, and this big pohaku. I'm talking big, like the hood of my car, big. Okay, about a good 2 feet up, 2.5, yeah, something like that. I'm really bad at that. Maybe 3. I don't know. And there were tea leaf plants planted around this pohaku. And there was a hala tree growing over the pohaku. Now, the hala tree, the roots grow down, right? They grow like a triangle, like a pyramid, kind of like encasing the whole thing, right? So, yeah, this rock wasn't going nowhere. And it just seemed to me like it was really overkill. And the night I went down there with Robert, it felt eerie, like we were being watched. Like we were being watched so bad. I swear to God, there was a homeless guy in the bush because I kept looking around for somebody watching us. That's kind of what it felt like. Of course, I didn't find any. We didn't find anybody over there. So I'd been there a couple times, and there was a rock that was supposedly used for human sacrifice, which is what Uncle Joe told me as well. Um, the place just had the heebie-jeebies. Yeah. Hey, Kaleo, how's it? So I go there with Obake, Jennifer, and Sereno, and I wanted to take a picture of the rock. Nobody wanted to go down because it had plenty of mosquitoes that night, right? So we hung out on the top. But I wanted to go down. I brought Obake's camera, and we went down to the bottom. I went down like maybe 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and boom, you there. So I'm taking pictures, looking around to show them what was down there, and I realized something. I realized, number one, it's super calm. No, this is not on the North Shore. This is the Kanye. It's super calm. Like there's nothing there. Like it's empty. But I also noticed that big pohaku that has a literal tree growing over it and tea leaf plants surrounding it was missing. This pohaku was gone. The tree was still growing over it. The tea leaf plants were still undisturbed. Nothing had changed, but the rock was gone. And I'm like, how do you move one big rock like that? I have no idea. So I take a few pictures and I go up and I'm like, hey, the rock is gone. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, but it feels really calm tonight. There's nothing here. And as soon as I say that, we hear a whistle, like a person whistle. over our heads from the tree line. And you know the area, there ain't nobody that lives there. Nobody, there's no houses there. There's St. Stephen's, but that's further down. This one was right by us. In the trees had a whistle, like a person whistle. And we when we got into a circle and we started praying. We dropped our heads and we started praying for protection. You know, our Father who art in heaven, because we were scared. That whistle was definitely something. And as we're praying, we hear that whistle again, but this time it's directly above us. And this time it's accompanied with a different sound. It's like, boom, 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 boom. And our heads are still down, our eyes are still closed, and I keep praying and praying, and we keep praying until the sound goes away. And then we look at each other, we stop praying, say amen, look at each other, and we're like, what the heck just happened? Well, Sereno looked shaken up. He says he had opened his eyes when we were praying, when he heard that second whistle, and he looked up. And above us, what he saw was a woman with bat wings glaring down at us like we didn't belong, just glaring at us. And that was her, the sound of her wings, these big leathery wings were going boom, 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 as she hovered in the air right above us for a few seconds and then flew away. I was there last year, and that's when I cussed and ran away, because I don't even remember. I heard the same sound, the same whistle. That that yeah, was enough for me. And then me and Juba went down after again and did a little more exploring. That was a lot of fun. But being over there by yourself with those memories, I don't know about that, bro. You know, that was now Sereno is a he's not by any means a chicken. This guy had so many things happen to him. This guy was brave. He's a kind. He walked down the old Pully Road at nighttime. He walked down Old Pully Highway at nighttime by himself. You know what I mean? That's the kind of guy he is. He liked to take pictures and look for orbs and look for this and look for that. I saw a comment in here about the red orbs are evil. As I understood them, red orbs are a very extreme emotion, like anger or passion or fear. That extreme energy is what causes the orb. Maybe not fear, but yeah. So Sereno doesn't scare easily, all right? And years later, I saw him. We're right up the road by all the little pine trees, just doing one small kind of investigation, hanging out. You heard the whistle on the stream, on the on that stream last year, brah. I heard that. I'm like, nope, f this. I'm out of here. um, we were sitting down talking, and I was catching up with Sereno, and I'm like, brah, you know, he's like, oh yeah, we should go here, we should go there, we should do this, we should do that. I'm like, brah, for real, we need to go explore this, we need to go explore that, and he's all excited, and I'm like, brah, we should go back to that place off the Pully. And he got really sober and looked at me, and he's like, why? The smile faded from him. He's like, why? Why would you want to go back there? I'm like, because there was something that happened over there. We need to investigate it. And he's like, no, that was scary. I'm not going back there. You know, and that was enough to show me kind of how much it affected him. Yeah, for me, easy. I just heard something. I never see what he saw. You know what I mean? Thankfully. What was I reading over here? I did not know that the one up North Shore also was where lives were, where offerings where lives were made. That my mom took myself and my grandmother and my Kolohe cousin, who should have known not to take women. My mom got scolded by the Hawaiian Anakala, you know, above food land. Yeah, yeah, that's a Pu'u o Mahuka Heiau. Pu'u o Mahuka Heiau is in later years, I believe it was repurposed for human sacrifice, luakini. But I think before that, it had a completely different purpose. Yeah, I want to say I don't think it was always a luakini heya. Yeah. Uh, Kualoa get plenty orbs. Yep, Kualoa is a city of refuge. It's a pu'uhonua. It's also a place where there are bone fragments to this day that still wash up on the shore, right? From the olden times is what they told me anyway. There are little bone fragments that still come on Earth and still come washing up on the shore. But that's another story as well. I had one of the people that lived there took us back to see where she reinterred the bones. That was cool. Yeah. Oh, also one thing. Of course, I forgot to mention this. I remember reading in the Obake files, Glenn Grant mentions on the cliffs of the Pali, or near the cliffs of the Pali, right in that area where we had this happen, they have a petroglyph of a half man, half bird. Do I know what that means? No, no clue. But he said that it's a very unique thing because nobody really knows. There's not really much legends, if any, that have been passed down about people that can fly like that in Hawaii, right? I'm gonna go take a walk down, show them the Pohaku. Are you gonna stay up here? Or are you gonna come with?
Um,
You
I'm
should.
cool right
Okay. You should take a 5 minutes. I'll leave the
now. I'm good.
light.
I'm good.
Okay.
No
Well,
need.
I know. Just in case.
Oh, okay.
I'll go take
Hope
the
you
big
find
light.
your way back.
I hope so too. Does anyone know the history of the Pali other than the battles, as others taking their lives to that point, came from World War II with the remains that were found in a bus crash? Yeah. The history of the Pali was it was a thoroughfare for the spirits. For people. People would go from one side of the island to the other, and that's where they would go. Okay. Let me see if this bug are gonna work now. Let's see. Not if I turn it sideways. Okay. Shed the light. There we go. Bro, this tablet is weird.
Okay, wait. I'm supposed to go with you.
Okay. Be careful. It might be a little muddy. That's why I asked you.
Oh.
Well, yesterday it was very muddy. And it's slippery. That's why.
Oh, nah. Then I'll stay.
Okay. My two hands are occupied. I can't catch you.
Bro, you good. This is like so chill right now.
Yep, it is. It's real nice. I know there was a legend I heard of the Polly, of a dog. No, not yeah, of a dog. There was a guy that was bringing food. I don't need a brighter light. There's a guy that was bringing food over the Polly, right? He was bringing a dog that was kind of cooked already, wrapped up, and he was bringing him over for food to feed some people for like one party, right? This is old Hawaiian days. And as he gets to the Pali, he passes the Pali, he hears a voice calling from the mountain saying, "Hui, where are you going?" And the guy's looking around, and he doesn't see anybody. And he hears a voice, "Hui, where are you going?" And then the dog replies, "Where I don't know, wherever they're taking me." Hey Phoebe, how's it? Was Puena Point a place where the spirits jump? Oh, Kaena Point. Yep. I hope to go there this month as well and do a live. Except last time I was there was real windy on the live. But I hope to go back. I might have to return these tablets and see if I can get a phone because the phone is so much better, isn't it? The phone is so much better than the tablet. Maybe I'll just get another phone. Oh, white pueo? I would say guardian, protector, amakua. I don't like the camera on the iPad. So aloha kupuna. Aloha. Aole pilikia. I just come here tonight to be here. E kalamai. I don't mean any disrespect. I went to show and teach Mana'o. This pohaku over here, I believe is very sacred. I mean, I don't know. I understand the carvings on the rock. I don't understand that, but they are carvings on the rock. See? To me, the rock is shaped almost like a conch shell. My experience with this pohaku is I believe it is the home of a spirit. I want to say Mo'owahine, but maybe I'm wrong. Regardless, it's still the home of a spirit. There was a few years back. Sorry, there was a few years back. Um, this was graffitied. MWR right across here. Um, that one was cool. I mean, no, sorry, the Pu'eo I'm looking at. That one was that was pretty cool because I got together with 808 cleanups and Hawaiian hauntings. We got together and we cleaned the Pohaku. There were a whole bunch of Pohaku as well, all the way down the river, and on the other side of the river that was graffitied as well, and we cleaned them all off, and it was good. Good. It was really good that we could give back. Um, although one night before I had contacted Michael Lofton, me and my coworker Mark, he wanted to come out and see what I do, so I brought him over to Judd Trail over here, and I brought him here to help me clean the rock. And so we brought soap, we brought bottles of water, we brought a whole bunch of stuff, and we started scrubbing them. We started trying to clean the graffiti off, and it wasn't it wasn't going anywhere, bro. I tell you, Don doesn't work with graffiti. Okay, the rock smelled nice though, but we both got drained really, really bad. We both ended up getting sick. For him, it lasted several days, a few days longer than me. It felt like a fever. It felt like weak, nauseous, body is aching, that kind of stuff. That's kind of how it had felt. I do not think that it was in the intention of this spirit that dwells within the Pohaku. I do not think that it was the intention of her or him to make us sick. I think by us laying hands on the rock and touching the rock without protection, without spiritual protection, without that kind of stuff, I believe spirits have a lot of energy, right? And what we got was akin to radiation sickness. That's what I think. It was just, we got sick because we touched something that had so much energy, right? And so I've learned, and I'm careful not to touch. Oh, let me take you guys to another one since I'm down over here. And I'm talking about rocks. On the windward side, on the Kaneohe side, there's a golf course. And there's a golf course. No, there's the Ko'olau golf course or the Pali golf course. And there's birthing stones over there as well. And right by the birthing stones is a rock. And the rock is kind of, it reminds me of this. So the women, as they sit around to get ready to give birth, what they do is they carved the Ko'olau mountain range that they're looking up at into the Pohaku that they're sitting around, right by the birthing stone area. And to me, this resembles, it looks like the Ko'olaus. That's the reason why I like this rock. Just the way it's made looks like the mountain ridge and the valleys of the windward side of the Ko'olaus. So I always stop to admire this rock and I show it off whenever I get the chance. Yeah. Mahalo akua, mahalo kupuna. Thank you for allowing us down here tonight. We're gonna head back up towards Minsui. It is muddy tonight. I'm glad I got my shoes. So, mahalo. Thank you for allowing us to be here. I'm sorry if I had caused any inconvenience. Really? That's cool. Sorry, let me read some of the white owl, the white pueo. To me, we have that a lot on the when we go out. In fact, it was the night a few months ago. I was up at the reservoir, right, and I'm being stupid, not listening to my guardians, right? As they're telling me to leave as I'm walking down this path that I've never been down before. And then something on my right moves, and I get this on the camera. There's a white owl. There's an owl on my right that flies away. It was cruising on the top of the water, like on a little reed or something. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a sign to get out. Here's this white pueo, a guardian, that's right next to me. But me, I continued to go forward because I'm stupid. Then the rock started hitting me on my head. The tree. The wind started blowing, and all the little berries in the tree started smacking my head. Nowhere else, just my head. And I took that as grandma slapping me upside the head. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I think it's time for Hele. I think it's time to go. But yeah, guys, Judd Trail is a beautiful place to come and hike. Yeah. I think Saturday, one of these days, one of the weekends in this month, I'm going to plan an event where we can get together here, evening time, as the sun is going down, to pick up all the rubbish. Yeah. I think that'll be nice. If you guys want to come with, please come with. It's good juju, you know. You can always use, you can always spend a few minutes doing something good for the Aina. Nothing bad would ever happen to it. And there was something on my ear, but I am not touching it. It's probably a damn bee. Janine, mahalo for the stars. Yeah, the Koala Rock is nice. Um, there we go. We're back here. Let's see if I can make this a little brighter. I don't know. I'm still trying to get all situated here. You would think after a few years of doing this, I'd have a setup that works. Come by. No rush. Let me read some of the comments that I had missed. Sorry on YouTube if you're saying anything though. Yeah. How's it? How's it? Aussie, you're making me want to come to Hawaii with these stories. Hey, brother, that's not even the. These are the ghost stories, dude. You should look up our mo'olelo, our legends. Looks like more cleanup. Yep, there's more cleanup. I saw one of Nu'uanu. I saw one of Wailai. That's a story I'm gonna share. Amakua. I'm gonna share stories about Amakua later this month too, because I have my own story about my about a white owl, well, white pueo. Anakala Feast was starting to show. Ko'ola Rock is nice. Yep, yep, yep. Saw him when I was young, going to school at SHA. I guess a loved one came. Yep, to say have a good day. They're letting you know they're protected. I always like to say, like, people will argue. People have argued with me on the tour before, saying that owls are evil spirits and owls are bad omens and that kind of stuff. But I don't think that's true. I believe that if there's an owl that lands in front of you, blocking your path, maybe you shouldn't go forward, right? It's your guardian telling you don't go forward. But if you're going to continue forward, something bad happens, don't you go blame the owl or the pueo because of that, right? Yeah, no, not done yet. We're good. Look for a beehive. Maybe daytime. Look up Beckwith mythology. Yep, yep, yep. Hawaiian mythology. That's the book Hawaiian mythology by Beckwith. There's another one. There's a bunch of them. What's the other one called? Hawaiian legends. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of old Hawaiian legends and lore and stuff like that. It's really awesome. Awesome. You should look those up, bro. They're cool. But yeah, anyways, that's it for tonight, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed Stories of Rocks. Get this thing back on me, so you know I'm still, yeah. live. Not this disembodied voice here. Ooh, did not wish I just wait. There you go, much better. It's 11 p.m. when you come on, and it's worth waiting for you to come on. I'm sorry, Janine. Yeah, tomorrow we'll go live again. Tomorrow's Friday night. Maybe we'll have something special planned. We'll see. But if I'm not, yeah, I don't know. If you guys want to join me, please message me. Let me know, and I'll let you know where I'm gonna be. Otherwise, if I'm at Jed, come on down. Yeah. I see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Aloha.